Alright guys, just a quick video because a friend of mine asked me to test the Neverwinter Knight to see if it's actually working. I don't know what happened, but some person or some people think it's not working, which is absolutely untrue. And from what he told me, that they don't know how to test properly. So I'm going to show you how to test this properly just to make sure there's no outside effects and that we're in a controlled environment. I remove everything, right? I'm only keeping this Black Dragon Ion Stone for the 7.5% crit chance because we need to do crit non-deflect attack. So I want to make sure we're getting some crit hits. That's the only reason. And this companion needs to be here because we're going to swap it out with a Neverwinter Knight, and we need the item level to be the same so our test is not flawed. Okay, I'm using no outside sources for extra damage, percentage damage anywhere. You could even remove this if you want to, but I'm using it for the crit strike so I can have those crit non-deflect attacks happen more often than not. Definitely remove all your feats. All right, so as you can see, I have no outside damage sources, nothing that can give me extra damage anywhere else. Just have these plain old weapons with no set bonuses, okay, nothing like that, and this ring for extra crit strike, which is all I wanted, right? Because I wanted just some extra crit hits. So as you can see, I'm not using the Neverwinter Knight at this very moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack the target dummy. I'm going to summon a target dummy over there. I'm going to summon one behind it too to make sure I get flank on it. And then I'll summon this boss and I'll make sure, see when I stand here, you can see the blue under here. So if I attack now, I will definitely have the flank. So you need CA. So we're looking for a crit, non-deflect attack, but you definitely want to be flanking your enemy and have combat advantage when you do it. I'm going to do individual attacks. So I'm going to attack once, move back, attack once, move back. And I'm going to use this tool right here. I'm going to show you guys right now. Some of you probably are familiar. This is Rainer's combat parser, combat tracker, whatever you want to call it. So we're looking at individual out hits. So every time I attack, it's going to tell me how much damage each attack is doing here. And then I'll show you what we do in here. And then when we're done, we're going to write it down here in this text pad. And then we're going to use this calculator to see if we're getting that 7.5% damage from the Neverwinter Knight, right? So we start, we'll just do like 10 or 15 attacks. Right here, we got combat advantage. Let's just do some attacks, do one attack. Don't do multiple attacks on your Duelist Flurry because that will change your damage output. Just one attack and move out. Right, that's all you need to do. Oh, okay, one thing I forgot. When you're using Rainer's combat tracker, make sure you're connected. Let me connect it real quick. Live server, combat log 1. All right, so I could actually start counting the numbers because all those attacks I just did, just so I could prove it to you, they were not counted at all because I didn't log in to the parser, to the parse. So here we go. One attack. It's working now. Right. Let's just keep doing some attacks, singular attacks. And we're looking for crit non-deflect. That's all we want. Right. So we don't want it to deflect our crit chances is basically what I'm telling you. Right, so we only got one so far. That's weird. Okay, we got another one. You want to get multiple of these so you can compare the damage to make sure it's correct. So if there's any variations in the damage, that means something is affecting it and it's not a controlled environment. So you definitely want it to be a controlled environment. All right, that seems to be about enough. Let me go here so I could out of combat. For some reason, it keeps me in combat when I'm right out of combat. So let's put this on screen now so you can see. What we're trying to look at here is this. The amount of damage, post damage, crit, flank, and deflect. We want the crit to say yes, the flank to say yes, and the deflect to say no. So wherever it says yes, yes, no is the number we're looking at. So there's a yes, yes, no here. That's 2,057 damage. Yes, yes, no. Let's find another one. 2,057 damage. Yes, yes, no. 2,057 damage. Yes, yes, no. Is there any? Okay, those are the three I got. These are crit non-deflects. It's exactly what you're looking for. So you take that number, all right, and you write it down. 2,057. Okay, that's without the Neverwinter Knight. The controlled environment is very important, or else your tests get skewed. Then we go here. We swap that out for the Neverwinter Knight. We have the same item level, and we're just getting that extra 7.5% damage. Okay. Neverwinter Knight, as you can see, it's mythic, 7.5% damage. So we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to reset this combat tracker, open a new log. Let me find it because I think I lost it. Here we go. Well, actually I could do it like this. I usually confuse these, so I'm just going to clear data. I've already written it down anyways. And then I'm going to start new encounter. I didn't probably need to do a start new encounter, but I'm just doing it to be safe. So now that I have the Neverwinter Knight, we're going to go do the exact same thing. As you can see, I have combat advantage. The blue's right in front of me. Do the same thing. Oops, that was a double attack, so that's not going to count. Yeah, it's counting it. I can see it on my screen, so we're good. All right. Oops, that was a double attack. Get that. You just want singular attacks. That's it. Do a few more. That was double. All right. Right. That should be enough. So that was my attacks using the Neverwinter Knight, which is an extra 7.5% damage. All right. Let's check the combat tracker now. Right. So now, as you can see, we're looking for the same exact thing. Nothing changes. We're looking for a crit, flank, non-deflect. All right. So here it is. Yes, yes, no. Yes, yes, no. Yes, yes, no. These are crit non-deflects. Okay. And we're flanking it. So it's 2,211. 2,211, 2,211. There's more here. Yes, yes, no. Yes, yes, no. 2,211. So this is the main damage point that we need, right? Because with the Neverwinter Knight and without the Neverwinter Knight, we're looking at the exact same things, right? Crit, non-deflects. And there's no, if it was messed up, the damage would be all over the place, all right? Because they're all the same, we know that the test is correct. 2,021, 2,211, 2,211, 2,211. Right, so let's write it down. 2,057, 2,211. All right, so that's where we make our calculations. So we're going to get our calculator. Wait a minute, where is it? So we're going to take 2,211 minus 2,057, close parenthesis, divided by 2,057. Okay? Our damage is 7.5%. And just to prove that, if you're confused with the 0.7, you just times 100. That's it. 7.48%. So basically 7.5% damage, right? So the Neverwinter Knight is clearly working. And just to make sure, right, you see the damage number here, it's probably going to be the same. I'm going to do one more test. Let's clear this. Let's clear this. Clear data. And let's do start new encounter just to make sure it's working. Move it to the right. Get these out of the way. Let's remove Neverwinter Knight. Let's put on the flame sprite. That on. Yes. All right. Let's do the exact same thing all over again, okay? Just to confirm that this test is actually working. See, I got flank. We'll do like 10 attacks or something like that. Get some yes, yes, no's going. And I can see already that it's exactly the same amount of damage. So nothing, no outside source is skewing the test. It is completely controlled, okay? And you can't do tests unless it's a controlled test. All right, that should be enough. So that's without the Neverwinter Knight. I'm going to show you on screen again just so you can make sure. Just so you can see that I'm not cheating. And this is the new parse. And again, as you can see, yes, yes, no is 2,057. 2,057, yes, yes, no. 2,057, yes, yes, no. So it's the same as it was before. As you can see, 2,057. So we don't have to write it down, right? I'm not going to write 2,057 down since it's exactly the same number. So now we're looking for 2,211. So let's switch to the Neverwinter Knight. If I'm out of combat, this should switch. There we go. Mythic, Neverwinter Knight. And let's do the same thing. But first, let me clear the data. You can see I'm doing it right in front of you now. Let me start new encounter just to make sure. There's nothing here. Putting it to the right. And as soon as I start attacking, that's going to be filled up with flanked, non-flanked, crit, non-deflect attacks and all that stuff. I have combat advantage. You can see the blue right in front of me. So this is completely controlled. Got one, yes, yes, no. Got two. Let's see it on my other monitor. Give me a sec. I'm trying to get a few more. Got three. I got four. Is he gonna give me another one? Give me another one. All right, so let's go check and verify if everything is as it was before. All right, so now I'm gonna put this on the screen. Oop, here it goes. The new parse, we're looking at yes, yes, no's. 2,211, just like we wrote down before. 2,211 right here. 2,211 right here. Yes, yes, no. 2,211. Yes, yes, no. Crit, non-deflect, and with combat advantage. That's what flank means. Non-deflect here and crit here. So as you can see here on your screen, we had this number before. 2,211. So what you do now, just to confirm again, which I didn't think I needed to do, but I'm just going to do it for the fuck of it. We'll take our calculator. We'll take these numbers again. 2,211. Oops, sorry, I forgot the parenthesis again. Parenthesis 2,211 minus 2,057, close parenthesis, divided by 2,057. Right? Where is it? Equals 7.48 times 100, just to get that percentage looking better than 00 point whatever. There it is. 7.48, which is basically, 7.5. So yeah, the Neverwinter Knight completely works. I think whoever's saying this just doesn't know how to test properly. And people who don't believe things work usually don't know how to test properly. And they'll just, especially if you're on console, testing could be all over the place if you don't know what you're doing. It's a lot easier to test with combat trackers. I don't know if these combat trackers work on console. I don't think they do. But yeah, this is how you do it. Controlled environments, no differences, nothing, no outside sources, nothing to affect it. And then you make your switch, make sure your item level is currently the same, and you do your controlled environment test. Doing it on target dummies usually isn't advisable, especially the non-boss ones, because their health points go down, and then it's a bit wonky the way you test, and they need to be boss dummies. So probably Chult, and I would just use the Adventurers Guild, which I'm using now. You just summon a boss and you attack them. So that's how you do it. Thank you to Calum, QQRE, who helped me a lot when it comes to testing. They taught me a few things that I didn't know. But yeah, that's about it. Neverwinter Knight completely works, and don't listen to anybody who says otherwise, right? See you soon. Peace.